Now it's time to keep you up to speed with the happenings on our national dailies. And of course, we're starting with the Daily Trust. Bandits on renewed rampage in Katsina, village evicted, forced into peace deals. This story is on pages 3 and 4 of Daily Trust. Benue Governor sacks Chief of Staff, commissioners. You can find this on page 35. Why indigenship bill was withdrawn? You can find this story on page 12 of Daily Trust. Money given to Super Falcons can pay 16,000 doctors, 66,000 teachers orders. You can find this interesting story on page 25 of Daily Trust. NNPCL says refinery not for sale. The story is right on page 23. Troops kill 9 Boko Haram terrorists in Borno. The story is on page 18 of Daily Trust. 2027, North has no reason not to support tinubu re-elections. Then right below the front page of Daily Trust is nurses strike. Patients stranded at hospitals nationwide. You can find this in page 5 and 6 of Daily Trust newspaper. Joining us to review some of the headlines on the pages of today's newspaper is the editor-in-chief of Dateline Nigeria, Nasiru Lawal. Welcome to this program, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right. We'll start with this renewed rampage by bandits in Katsina State, and villagers have been evicted, forced into peace deals. But what is your take on it?
Well, it's quite unfortunate that we are still dealing with insecurity, across the country, and it's like the government has no clear-cut policy, in addressing this problem. Today you hear about communities, coming into peace deals with all these non-state actors, and then tomorrow you hear of attacks and what have you. So I think what the government needs to do is to be able to show its strength so that all these bandits will now be forced to, drop their arms and do what the government wants them to do exactly. But right now, it's like they have the upper hand. Anytime you hear about security gaining some advantages over them, the next moment you hear about bandits also, going into communities, perpetrating all the violence and what have you. So I think, like I said, the government needs to, have a clear-cut policy that whether to negotiate with these bandits or to show your force in addressing the problem, because I don't understand how a certain state will be in a peace deal with these non-state actors,
yes.
And then the next state, is busy, trying to address it using the instrument of force.
Absolutely.
So we need to have everybody on board,
yes.
So that if it is to negotiate with them, let's negotiate. If it is to show that yes, we have the strength to end this madness, I think it's the best thing to have, rather than doing this today and then changing the next course of action.
All right.
So the next headline, NNPC says refineries not for sale. What can you say about this headline?
Well, so many people will say nobody is asking you to sell the refineries because what we expect, all the money that we have been spending on this turnaround maintenance and what have you, are we going to see the results? If we are not going to see the results, then there is no need, funding failure, because,
Absolutely.
You spend money and you're not getting anything out of it. Rather than do that, I think the best thing to do is just to sell them off. Because if you remember, ahead of the 2023 elections, most of the leading candidates of all the political parties said one thing or the other about the need to either privatize, or concession the refineries so that we'll begin to see the results. Right now, we have the Dangote refinery in place. I don't think it will be wise, to continue spending money on something that is not even breaking even, not even thinking of giving you any profit at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is this particular, I would actually like to hear your thoughts on this. Money given to Super Falcons can pay 16,000 doctors, 66,000 teachers and others. Okay. A lot of people have a bone of contention when it comes to, those tokens that have been given to the Super Falcons and their technical teams as well, which is absolutely a lot when you think of it. So what is your take on it, on, you know, those funds being able to cater to a lot of needs that Nigeria has?
Well, like you said, I saw so many people, you know, trying to say that maybe we shouldn't have done this. But let me start by saying that it's actually a legitimate story by the Daily Trust, because what the story is actually trying to say is that if you have this amount of money, you know, why are your nurses now on strike?
Absolutely.
That's what people are talking about. But if you are talking about the token part of it, I want to believe that, you know, it's not every day that you win competitions.
Absolutely.
And you have so many people playing football, you know. And
we're not saying that they don't deserve it. They do. But
so that's actually the thing.
In hindsight.
So I just like many people are saying, I will also say that let's not begrudge them their, you know, their success.
Well, I believe that they're not begrudging them, but the government at the end of the day, to see that you do have. So that means there is even more that could be put out there. As you said, nurses strike, patients stranded at hospital nationwide. So what are your thoughts on it and the implications on patients as well?
Well, you know, unfortunately, Nigerians have to bear, you know, all this, the consequences of all this problem. They don't have a role in the problem that the nurses are not talking about, but then they are at the receiving end. So maybe this is an opportunity for them to also look at the people that they are electing into government. You know, are they electing people that really care about their welfare and their interest, or are they just treating elections as, you know, a routine thing that will come today and then go tomorrow and then they do whatever they want? Because these are some of the consequences that you live with when you vote for people that you know, have don't have your interest at heart. These are the things that you are likely to see. And sometimes all these nurses, you also expect them to sometimes understand that not everything that they want, you know, they will be able
provided.
To get, but at least the government also needs to show that, yes, you know, to be proactive in these things, so that the nurses will see that, yes, the government is showing some commitment, so that when they want to take actions like this, they will also think about what the government is doing. But right now, this is like the second day or third day of the strike, and then we have not heard about, you know, any serious thing coming from the government. So people will now say, is the government actually even concerned about the state of the health facilities in the country? Because right now, so many people are suffering. Only God knows the number of those that may have, you know, lost their lives as a result of this.
We had patients that have been discharged yesterday, whether they are okay or not, they just discharged them.
So you see, the government actually needs to come in so that at least, you know, it will show the people that, yes, we are your representatives, even though we are in position of governance and all that. Not every day, you know, treating people as if they don't matter.
Absolutely. All right, thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute pleasure for you reviewing all the top stories that made it to the front pages of our national dailies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Nasir Lawal, for coming here today.
Thank you.
All right, that is all we have for today. With that, we've come to the end of Daybreak on Trust TV. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Do not miss out for an interesting, interactive and engaging conversation. Make sure you are with us. As always, I am Hawa Ademikiawa. Thank you for watching.
And I am Mariam Idris. Myself and Hawa will be very excited to have you join us tomorrow at 8 a.m. I am Mariam Idris. Like I said, have a nice day.